this is Miranda, and I am back on the Kitaholic Kits YouTube channel with this sketch and the main kit with our 4 stash bashing items. And so what I decided to do today is that you are going to see me kind of switch things around a little bit, but what I wanted to do was I took out the 2 colors from close to my heart. They're inks. One of them is called Bashful, the other one is Sea Glass. And I am going to do a semi-monochromatic layout. So what that means is that half of my layout is going to be this like greenish, bluish color, and then the other half of it's going to be the pinks and the yellowish. So I tried my best to mix, like to keep the colors as much as possible within on the page, and then you can see kind of how I made it a little bit more monochromatic, but it's still with the color tones of what I decided to do. So with the papers here, I wanted to do a little bit of the top to look just a little bit different than the top. As the sketch, or from the bottom I should say, the sketch has it to where it's got 3 different papers, and the middle piece that is down on there is the back piece to this teal colored one that I have. So I do edge everything. I don't edge all that often on my layouts, but when I do, I like to do it on everything, not just the papers I use. And so I get this down and I make sure everything looks good before I completely like put it down. And so I'm placing all of these little pieces down, and I do love how this turns out. Everything works pretty well for me. It's just that I gotta work just a little bit on things just to get it lined up right, and then after that it works perfectly. So at first I was going to leave it this way, and then I decide that I am going to place this particular one completely in the back, and then you'll see how I hide this one paper that I'm pulling up. So I get this down, and then I pull the other piece up, and then I hide this with a strip that runs through the back, and you'll see how I do that. And I found this piece right here, and I love how this works. So I cut off as much as I can with my trimmer, and then I go in and I place it down. So I go in and I fussy cut it so that it looks right. And it does look a little crinkled. What happened is that when I had this paper as a scrap along a while back, I guess I must have ran it over with my chair. So it does look a little bit, but that's the piece that I don't use. So here I am, I'm placing this particular one down on the page to hide that strip. So it's a complete strip that goes in the back, which I absolutely love because it's pink and it matches all of the other pinks that I use on this. And then I just make it go completely across, and I hide the edging piece behind that one flower, and so you don't even realize that I had to use 2 pieces except for here when you guys are watching the video. And then that's how I hide it. So you do see the white one with the teal grayish lines that is behind the 2 major pieces. So I have 3 photos here. So the top one is a white wine and the little bit of appetizer that they gave us, and then the bottom one is a sweet red wine. And this goes back to my trip that I took in Firenze, France. And what it is, we did a wine walk with my daughter and another family. So it ended up being the 5 of us for this wine walk, and then the tour guide, and it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was fun. My daughter absolutely loved it as well, and the tour guide just took her under her wing and was like, I'm just gonna have her if you're okay. And I'm like, you know what, if you want to watch her while we walk around and you do a bunch of talking for us, I ain't gonna tell her no. She was such an amazing tour guide. I just loved her. My daughter absolutely loved her too. And so what I decided to do is that I took some photos, and I do have photos of my daughter on this wine walk, and those will be coming up as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this collection with it or if I'm going to do something different for this particular to finish out this trip, this, part of the trip that we had in France. Not France, Italy. And so the bottom one is a sweet red wine. So this was all at the same restaurant. So they gave us this tomato and bread. It's like it was tomato. Yeah, it was just tomato and bread. So what they did is that they just placed the tomato with a little bit of vinegar on top of one of like a croissant or a crouton. And that's what we ate with it. And then we had the white wine. So it was a little bit dry, but it was, oh my gosh, I still have some of it. I made sure that I got a little bit enough of it. My husband was like, but me, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'm more of a semi-sweet to dry and then to sweet. So I'll do all three of them. It all depends on what I am eating, if I want that style. So you will see here that I was going to embellish these photos, and then I put them down, and then I decided after I cut all of this out and I was going to place it, and I was like, you know what? I don't like it because it's too tall. And so I take it off and I leave the two photos. I edge the photos with the bashful and I leave it. And I absolutely love how it turns out. Haven't done this in forever, to leave just a photograph with the white border and that's it. So I thought that was perfect. And so I place this down and I get this order, and then I realized that one was off. So I pick it up, make it right, and then it works out perfect. So I still follow this to the T, or this layout, but I went with the photos bigger. So it's a very much a grid based like the sketch has, but it was more, the photos are just a little bit bigger on it. So while you're watching me do some of this, make sure that you go check out everything. Obviously, everything will be linked down below. It's the kit. I love the kits. I just love how Steph puts everything together. And make sure that you do click on it. And if you do become a subscriber, there is a group for just the subscribers only for these kits, and we do go live and all of that stuff in the month of August. So if you are very much interested, make sure you get a hold of Steph so that you can be able to join us. And yeah, so I just love that. So I decided to use the other half of the doily, because doilies are a challenge for me because I don't use them. I have them in my stash and they stay there. It's not something that I just gravitate to. So I do put down on the bottom, I place, this is the best of life, and then something about beautiful, this is the beauty of you. And I know that some of this is kind of like family oriented, but for me, I'm like, to have a good wine that really sits to your soul, and it's just, and it goes down well, and that's why I use the beauty of you, because I truly, out of all of the wine tasting that we did for, I think for the night or for the walk, at least for this part, these were the best ones for me. And so now I'm just placing that down. I'm going to get some twine there that you see, or some ribbon, to place in that little bit of hole. And it's got some flower-based doilies on the edges to make it look like I was using it with the doily. And I love that it matches the flowers that run with it too, just because of the style of what the ribbon has. And I do my journaling on camera. You'll see that because I wanted to back the journaling piece up on some foam tape, and I had to get my journaling done. So you'll see me do that. So here I am, I'm placing down the flowers. And then I'm like, wait, I want to back this up on foam tape. So here I am, I'm doing my journaling. And it's just talking about how how we liked the wine walk, and how this company allowed children to come along with. And every place that we went, they gave her something. Like I've explained it before in some of my other layouts, but since I'm a new design team, they allowed the children to come with, and the places that the people that we went to, they had things for children if there was children along. So she fit in well. It was just a great trip and a great, event to do while we were in Firenze. The weather was nice. That particular night, I do have photos that I have to document yet. We had the lunar, it's either the solar or lunar eclipse that night, happened while we were during this wine walk. So they allowed us to stop and take some photos on the one bridge. And then we went back and took some more photos because I wanted more than just what they allowed us to get, because we had to get to places and stuff. But the eclipse was going on, and it was just awesome. It was just an amazing time of our trip. Everything was great. When we went to Italy, we did 4 days, and it was just amazing. Josh and I keep talking about, if we end up going back over, we would love to be in Italy and then travel some more. So you never know. Being military, you just never know where they're going to send us. So here I am. I'm working on each little cluster section that I am working on. And I just love the area, how these just turned out. Some of them I backed on foam tape. Some of them I did the little puffies to add dimensionals. And here I am. I'm going in with these hearts. I am making sure that I place these hearts down, and I am using these up. So here I am. I'm fussing with these planner things, these planner memories, these paper clips, and it don't make it on there. I can't get them to work. They're so hard for me to use, just only because I don't use them. So leave a comment down below, because I do check the comments. So let me know, for you guys that do like Project Life and or memory keeping or any of that kind of stuff, like in your planners or whatever, let me know how you use those things, because I struggle with that. So leave a comment down below. I do always come back and check the comments to make sure that if you guys have any questions, that, or just the comments in general, I will definitely comment back. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this. I am finishing up. Make sure that you go ahead and check out everything. Make sure you go to the website to find out more about what they have in the shop. They have an amazing stuff. The still shots are coming up, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!